If you're looking for a roller coaster ride in gem cutting, stick around. I'm Justin and this is Black Opal Direct. My family have been teaching and exploring opal since 1961. Click the subscribe button and enjoy as we dive into the best gem in the world, black opal. Well, today we have a high risk piece, very high risk piece. It looks on the outside like it could be absolutely amazing. It's got a 5mm thick color bar. That is just the perfect scenario. If you were looking for a nice high dome stone, you'd want a 5mm or 6mm color bar. The problem is, it wedges down into nothing, I think. I can see a little bit of color on the back here, and that's it. So this is super high risk, and we may only get a tiny little stone out of where the color is showing. So I'm gonna have to be super careful on this one. I'm just scared, Mummy. The first thing for me to do is to get on the 90 grit wheel and get rid of some of this excess sand that's all over the piece, so I can get a clearer picture of what's going on inside. Little did I know that this piece was about to taunt me and teach me a very big lesson. Taking all the sand and the stuff off the outside of an opal or a rough opal is really a big part of finding out what's going on inside, and you won't know until you start cleaning that sand off. You really must do that to get a good picture. Always stopping every few seconds to make sure that you haven't gone through any decent colour that could be hiding away in the stone. So now I've taken the sand off the top. We're going to pretty much expose it on the final wheel. I didn't want to do it on the rough wheel because you get big rough scratch marks into the colour, and then I'd have to take more opal off if I was to take it to the final wheel. So let's go slowly and surely, and let's see what happens. So you can see I've taken that sand off, but there is a natural crack sitting right there. Like on that piece. Actually, I can probably break that off. Possibly could. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. I was able to break it. So that's a natural crack that was sitting there, and there is no point having it with a natural crack. So we just snap it through. There's possibly a stone underneath that sand, but we'll get to that a bit later. What I want to get to is this colour here, and see how it faces underneath that potch. And it's high risk because I don't know, this sand may go right in and eat the whole thing up. So let's give it a go anyway. And I'm going in. Come on. See, there's some nice facing colour there, but how far it goes in is the $1,000,000 question. There's sand popping under there. Oh, high risk this one. High risk. The more I rub into this piece, the more it looks like my chicken dinner is going to turn into maybe baked beans. just under that surface, there's more sand coming up, and it's not looking good. Really big sand patch showing up. So my hope is that something goes on here. This is pretty much on the other rough wheel, and I need to take some of this off here and see how far that colour bar comes back before I pick it. So back on this rough wheel, get all of this excess off that we don't like. Nothing there. Almost the whole piece is riddled with sand. I can't believe it. Oh, it's not looking good. So just under this potch surface is all that sand. Oh my goodness. Oh, that makes me sick. Wow. This is not one of those good days. This is not a good day. Well, whichever video went out, the Zoom call or this, I'm not sure you'll be happy seeing this one being cut. This one is absolutely ridiculous. Yucky, yucky poo. Okay, let's go back. Well, let me just get rid of that. Alright, let's go back. It's days like this that you really want to eat humble pie. Well, you don't want to eat it, but you've got no choice. It's the Opal Gods 1, Justin 0. But there's no turning back now. There's no point. I might as well just keep cutting and see what I get. So, I have used up or wasted like 90% of this piece, and it's not really looking great. There is one little chance left that a nice little bit of colour underneath the sand could make some nice colour, so I'm not sure. I can see that there's probably a long skinny stone. How good a colour it is, I don't know yet until we take that rest of that potch off. But it doesn't look anywhere near as good as I hope. Let me just turn the machine off, because we need to have a really close look at this and have a talk about it. Because there's a few things that are going on here. Now, let me turn the light off and let's have a bit of a look inside here with the flashlight. Alright, so you can see that is all colour. Wherever it's glowing is all play of colour. And underneath there is a colour bar here, which you can only just see a little bit. But if I shine the light through that colour bar, it goes through to the colour. Now, my dilemma is, how much of this sand do I take off? Let's turn the light back on. How much of that sand do I take off to risk losing this colour to try and get that colour? That is the million-dollar question. And that is sitting on potch, and it's darker, where this will be more of a crystal. Another dilemma. Alright, well, I'm not sure. So I might as well just keep going and see what happens, because we can't win them all. Alright. So I'm just going to have to roll this side over until we get out that potch, pretty much. Right about now, I'm taking a really big risk. I'm looking at trying to get that opal off the top, but that beautiful colour bar below could be a really nice stone, and I'm risking losing that colour for the colour on top. Am I making the right decision? I just don't know. I think I have to forego this colour bar here because it sits on sand anyway, and it's not going to be high dome, and go for this. Because a nice high dome, big pattern stone, we'll still get a little bit of money, but a flat, low grey stone rather than a crystal, I don't think we'll get as much. So I think we're going to have to go for that. I thought it might be a good time to not fast forward anything and show you how long it can take sometimes to figure something out, because this sand in the colour and the potch underneath and the colour bar below and the way the piece is wedging is a really tough decision to make. So enjoy the failure. Well, is it a failure? I don't know. Okay, so this colour bar is starting to become thicker, which is telling me that the potch is wedging up. So if I take that in a little bit further on that side, I may be able to roll all that sand out. not out of the woods yet, but it's looking up a little bit. Oh, come on. Do something crazy here. Just have a quick look with that gem flashlight. What's going on in there? And there's sand in the middle of it. Whatever it is, it's not great. Okay. Just going to roll over this end here. And all I can do is go for a stone pretty much there where it's facing the best. We may even have to go for a non-oval. Alright, so I did have to speed it up a bit. The sand was really stubborn. Well, sorry I'm a bit quiet, but I'm actually a bit perplexed by this piece. I'm a bit astounded that sand still hasn't come out. It's a very interesting piece. I haven't cut many pieces like this, so it's kind of got me dumbfounded. But I am thinking that this needs to be a long shape, like this candle sort of flame shape or something like that, to keep that nice pattern. I'm going to have to trim it in a bit to still get the sand out. And maybe we can still get a few carrots out of it. So, oh boy. And I'll keep going. Won't come out. guess I should have just stayed in bed and not got out. Okay, so getting a little frustrated now, hoping this sand will bloody come out. Well, that didn't work out quite like I thought it would. Very small piece now in comparison to what I thought it could be. But we're going to make the most of what it is, and we'll make a long drop like we get in Lightning Ridge. What can you do? You have to laugh, don't you? Alright. Time to polish. You know, opal's a bit like life. It can make you crack under pressure or rub your face in the sand, but maybe you need some roughage in your system anyway. So swallow it. Take it on the chin. Learn from your mistake. Look at the bright side, not the potch side. There could have been way more sand than you could swallow, and then it would get under your clothes and in your bed. Oh, I hate sand in my bed. The truth is though, we all need challenges in our life so we don't go stagnant. So I'm going to throw some quotes out for you. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Or Eleanor Roosevelt said, do one thing every day that scares you. And I say, I'm going in, but with an educated guess, and a little bit of risk keeps me on my toes and reminds me that every day is a gift. So take on that challenge. So you can walk through life and never say, I wish I had done that. Wow, well, wasn't that a wild ride? What I thought was going to be a big, beautiful stone turned out to be a big flop, then turned out to be actually not too bad. So my emotions were roller coastering all over the place this time, but turned out to be a 5.86 carat dark opal. It's not a crystal opal, it's more a dark opal. Has a nice high dome. It's an N5, so it just misses out on being black, and it's a brightness of about 3. So it's got nice big flagstone flakes of colour, but it has green, yellow, orange, no red, bit of blue. So still a nice stone, and actually the shape it turned out to be is quite pleasing. So pretty happy with that. At 5.86 carats, I think that's about a $5,000 gem. And would you believe it? That's exactly what it cost me. So I went through that roller coaster, but I didn't lose anything, which is a major bonus. And I'm happy to have gotten out of that one because that was super high risk. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.